You know what I mean? But Doc, who he is, they like, you know, anyone that knows Chief know that ain't nobody popping Chief in there. You know what I'm saying? Nobody gonna mess with him. But see, they don't know that. They say, okay, we just get this guy off the street, put him in prison, and let the prison system handle him.
Yeah. But how do you let him ride so long in there without a conviction?
Because because of the what you call the bond hearing. The bond, because they said he was a threat to society, a threat to the children. Now he's not a convicted felon. Meanwhile, so that's really, it was laws and rules that Ed Garland, who was the original attorney, he never addressed. And bond you, because he was a part of the conspiracy. Even with the UGA thing, that's on tape 13 where it speaks about the UGA conspiracy, and everyone that's in Middle District of Georgia, Judge Royal, Adrian Patrick, the prosecution, Moultrie, and all those, Max Woods, all of them went to the same school. And it was funny when we was down there, Adrian Patrick, I mean, he would go talk to Moultrie. I'm like, you're talking to Moultrie after the case is over, and they like kicking it like they had on lunch break. You know what I'm saying? And you playing with a man's life. So that's where the bond hearing came in. But in the bond, once they deny him bond, right? And in the system, they can put you en route, which means they don't have to give you a destination. In the system, they can say he's in transit. And anytime a prisoner does something that, or they allege, they say this guy's in transit, and they can move you from prison to prison, state to state, until they punch in the computer your destination. Meaning you can be in Pittsburgh today, fly from Atlanta. You can actually catch a bus from Atlanta. This is on a USP, it's in a prison facility. They wake you up 4 o'clock in the morning, check you to a bus, travel on a bus to Petersburg, and in a day or two, and feeding you crackers and apples and a juice. Then they'll fly you from Petersburg to Arkansas, stay there overnight in the facility. Then you fly from there to Oklahoma, and this goes on month after month. And guess what happens to your mail? It never catches up. It doesn't follow you.
That's right.
They don't say, so that's what's going on, and that's why people like, for the whole year and a half, people didn't know what was up with the case. It's like, he's locked up, so what's going on? Why he's not getting bond? What's going on with the attorneys? And then that's where speculations start coming in with, okay, well, it's people around, and there's like there's a whole bunch of chaos in people's minds because they didn't know what was going on. But once the devil had him in that position, they felt as though he was vulnerable. And he was vulnerable. Sent him to New York on the floor with terrorists. And look, Pop speaks different language, so he's able to communicate and hear what the Latin kings are saying. You know what I'm saying? So he's able to build. So he's like, okay, I got the Mexicans. He build with them, making them laugh. And then the brothers on this side, and you got brothers over here to make. It's like everyone's trying to find out. And Doc is joking and laughing, like, I read his books. He don't sound like the man that, he don't talk like, he's not even work, you know what I'm saying? But they see all the things that they're doing to him in there. Throwing water, chaining them to a concrete bed. You know what I mean? You want to shower, come in, throw water on you. You know what I mean? Very little, wasn't giving them kosher food, the water was discolored. So they were doing all of that over a year's period. Just so when the guilty plea, this is like 10 months going on now. And 10 months in a federal facility, if they'd have said, and torture me, if they'd have said, look, we're gonna take you to the death row tomorrow, and you're gonna sit and have your meals and get your mail and be able to relax. And I was going through all that, I say, look, and I had a misdemeanor. I was getting out in 30 days. I said, look, give me a meal, sit me on death row. I would have said anything. You know what I mean? People don't know that that's the type of mentality that was happening. So when the guilty plea came in, it was like, but that's his, he was like the children, you have to remember too, because his people from the land got arrested, his wife, so all of that was in consideration with his wife, and she was going through her thing, she had multiple sclerosis, and she was being tortured down there, not in the federal facility, down there in Putnam County by the devil himself. Sills, who's sitting there, he's like, okay, we got them. And he's like, listen, Sills, he come to Pop, you take the plea, have to worry about it, we let everybody go, you're looking at 15 years, and boom, that's it, you're not going to go to trial, everyone will be released, all you have to do is worry about you. So he literally said, okay, fine, I'll crawl on the cross and let you have me, and let them people go, let them kids go back to their children, let them leave them people alone in their land, you know what I mean?
Can you break down how Ashley Royal and the prosecution picked the jury?
Well, what happened? Okay, that's another thing. We had a flyer of the venue, the change of venue here,
Right.
because through the whole time the media was being saturated with these child molestation charges. And Dr. Malachi Z York, leader or religious leader of the Nuwapian cult, they would never refer to us as our name, register who we are as a church, as a lodge. They would never refer to us as a tribe. They would never refer to our land as sovereign land. So they would say Nuwapian cult members, and they would show Doc walking, with shackles on. They wouldn't show him at teaching or writing books.
They won't talk about the doctrine.
1,750 pages in it. So they were saturating the media with that every other day. He's going to trial. He's been incarcerated. The land. What's going on with that? So the jury pool in the whole middle district was tainted because of the media. And when they were down there, the judge was actually pulling jurors out saying, "Have you heard of the case?" And they were saying yes.
I heard about it on the news.
Yeah, they were saying yes, but what he was doing, like Pop pointed out, he said, what the key word he was saying was, "Come on down round here," as if he was saying, "Come on over here." I'm not going, but the same while they end up being in the jury box. And if you look at it, it was middle-aged Caucasians who would look at the average. Jeff Fox. He described all of them. He said, and that's how they look. They was like middle-aged, and they looking at this brother who's in the middle of Georgia with, and we have our land, and he's the author of all these books, and they kept pushing. He's not a Baptist minister, so he literally picked the jury pool of his own peers. And Dr. Chief Blackie was constantly saying, "Look, those are not my peers. I need a jury of my own peers. That's your constitutional right."
And plus, they didn't fit the demographics either.
Exactly, and that's your constitutional right, not from a tainted jury pool. Nowhere in Georgia could he have got a fair trial. I mean, you see they changing the event. I don't even see with the Obama guy, he gonna get a fair trial. I mean, how can you say after 5 years you say we're looking for Eric Rudolph, the guilty bomber, and then say you go? I mean, that's they already presumed him guilty before. So.
You see the propaganda that was on the night before last, a woman by the name of Uriel Johnson. They just gave her life in prison for letting her daughter be molested by her boyfriend.
Right, that's what they did.
So
but the story, right? But see, you don't. The thing is, they never go through the exact trial and see what was being said. That's why now, when I see the television, I see the media, I don't believe nothing they say. I wasn't at trial. I don't know, what was going on, and they can say anything. They don't know what type of mental health. They never stated her mental health. They never stated whether she was a drug user. They never said whether she was on medication that made her delusional. They never state none of that. They didn't say how often she was there, when she was there, if it happened at her boyfriend's house. They never go through that. You know what I mean?
Johnson. You know what I mean?